Hello.
Hello, we're just asking that everybody mute themselves, please.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. For those of you who don't know, my name is Kara Beer, and I am the president of the Battle Creek Area Chamber of Commerce. We are recording today's 2020 State of the Community with a focus on economic development. We're happy to have you all here today. Good morning and welcome to a beautiful day here in Battle Creek. We are gonna start today with our agenda with a welcome and introductions to our program, a short chamber message, and then we will do an introduction to Battle Creek Unlimited, who will be doing our presentation today. We have a lengthy presentation today, so we are excited, and we will move quickly through what we need to get through so that we can get right to good stuff. As a reminder, we ask that all of you are muted, and we will have questions and answers at 8:45 today after the presentation. So again, if you will please mute your phones, we will get, and your computers, we will get moving fastly. As I mentioned before, my name is Kara Beer. I am the president here at the Battle Creek Area Chamber of Commerce, and I am so happy to be leading this organization in this great time here in Battle Creek and the greater Battle Creek area. The Chamber of Commerce has a strategic plan that was adopted in early of 2020. It launched in January of 2020 with a new strategic direction and goals. With that, we have 4 strategic pillars. We also launched a new logo, which you can see on the right-hand side of your screen, with wonderful petals that look like the shape of Michigan. Each one of those represents one of our areas. One is to be a center of excellence. Be the #1 resource for best practice and innovative resources and information for the community. We do that by providing great programming as well as great resources, connecting those in our network. This is all very important to be a center of excellence, and we do so every day with a number of different activities, programs, and resources here in our office as well as our staff. Storytelling. One of the things that we heard loud and clear throughout our entire time over the last few years is that we needed to be better about changing the narrative of our community. And so as an organization, the board adopted what was called storytelling as one of our pillars. So helping chamber members craft their narrative and serve as a platform and a megaphone for chamber members' success stories. So we are constantly looking for our members to tell us their great stories, either stories of success, stories of challenges, and ways that we can help craft that narrative so that we can be a better community as well for not only the businesses, but also the community at large. Community advocacy. This is an area where we provide the information, connections, and services that'll help chamber members deal with the greatest challenges within our community so that we can best promote, serve, and improve our region. We do a number of different things when we do community advocacy. We have a government affairs committee that we have here at the chamber. We look at local, state, regional, national, all different things that we might be able to have an impact on. So we look at what the issue is. How is it impacting? Is it impacting more than just one person in our community? And how can we best represent and advocate for them? So one of the things that we always ask for is, in regards to our members, is how can we best advocate for you as a business in our community? We do that in a number of different ways. As I mentioned, we do that locally when we're working with city and county commissioners. We also have a great representation with our state chamber and our national chambers, but also with our state and national representatives. So we do this in a number of conversations. We go and advocate on the Hill. We do a number of trips to the Capitol and the state. We do this with our members and for our members. Organizational excellence. So this is one of the ones that it ensures that the Battle Creek Area Chamber of Commerce is the best organization it can be for its staff and its members, from great professional development opportunities to the fact that we are a 5-star accredited chamber with a national U.S. Chamber of Commerce. We are in the top 1% of chambers of commerce across the country. We do this for a number of reasons. There are 9 benchmarks that we work with so that we can actually make sure that we are providing the best in resources and services to the members here in the Battle Creek community, but also representing it on a state and national level. One of the things that we do on a national level is I sit on what's called the U.S. Chambers Committee of 100, which is one of the top 100 CEOs in the nation. And so I do that and meet 2 times a year, and I bring different aspects of what's going on in our area, from economic development to leadership to struggles that we may be having in regards to manufacturing or small business or individuals. All of those things get brought to the national level and 2 times a year. And that is in addition to going to the Hill to advocate for our businesses. So these are just some of the ways that we do our strategic plan. This is until 2023. So 2020 was the start of the strategic plan, and it is going strong currently. Most of you may have seen in the shopper, thanks to Shelley, our 1920 annual report, which you'll see in here. It was the middle spread of our annual report. In our annual report, you will see a letter from our board of directors chair, which is John Banks. We also have in there, our pillars are in there, in addition to our chamber foundation that we have here. It also lists all of our board members who are on there. You can see that in addition to our staff. You can see our chamber champions, which are our key sponsors of the Chamber of Commerce. And then on the right-hand side, you will see a financial breakdown of how each of our dollars is spent, where we get most of our money, and where we are spending our time. In regards to our social media, where we are seeing most of our members, a breakdown of the industries of our chamber. All of this is available on our website at battlecreek.org if you are interested in learning more. One of the last things that I'll be talking about is our holiday chamber gift certificates. This is a program that came to us starting on December 4th, thanks to our wonderful partners at Consumers Energy and their new Our Town Match program. The Holiday Chamber gift certificates started out with $15,000 for a dollar-for-dollar match to be used at chamber member businesses throughout our community. These are a great opportunity. We sold out of the $15,000 in a day and a half. And so we were proud of that. The next day received another phone call from consumers granting and awarding us an additional $10,000 for a total of $25,000 to be dollar-for-dollar matched. We sold out in one day. So right now, currently, there is $50,000 of chamber gift certificates out in the program that are being able to be used at any of our participating restaurant retailers, service providers throughout the community. This is an opportunity for all of our chamber members to take advantage of. If you are interested, we will put you on the list as accepting of those gift certificates. How that works is all of our chamber members are able to accept those. They're treated as cash. You would give change back. And then in turn, you turn that back into the chamber. We in turn give you a check on Thursday of that week. And it's all easy peasy. And so it's worked really well. We're excited about all of the wonderful things that we've had out there. We've already distributed back to the merchants over $10,000. So we're excited. People are claiming those. It was a great holiday season, and $50,000. Those do have an expiration date of March 31st on them. And the reason for that is we wanted to ensure that these gift certificates and that $50,000 was used in our community in the first quarter of the fiscal year. And so really meant to be something where we got a good spend in our community, and that is for in good standing chamber members to be accepting of those gift certificates. So a huge thank you to Consumers Energy. Was a great program. The amount of people, it's over 2,000 people were able to purchase those. Just a phenomenal program. So thank you so much to Consumers Energy and your sponsorship on that. Be looking forward to, in the future, Spring into Action gift certificates that will be happening in the second quarter of this year, brought to you by the Battle Creek Area Chamber of Commerce and its partners. So looking forward to that. Before we dive into the program today, just want to say welcome to our new chamber members that we've had since November. We have Cottontails, the Fountain Clinic, Chimera Orthodontics, Cafe Rica, Salon K, Fat Mike's Barbecue, Staples, Horizon Bank, and WACO Kitchen. So thank you and welcome to those new members. And then a little activity for each and every one of you to do. What is your wish for 2021? You know, we've just gone through a crazy year in 2020. Some of us have had our best years ever. Some have been struggling. Some are still trying to navigate what is it going to look like in 2021. You know, really just kind of all over the map, and we're all in different places, but we're all in this together. In 2021, what is your wish for the community? Take a moment right now to write down your wish for the community on a piece of paper and place it in a container. Every week, I encourage you to write one thing about our community on a piece of paper that you appreciate and place it in that container. And then at the end of the year, let's review that and all of the great things that we have accomplished in 2021 and keep things moving in the positive trajectory that it is already going, and build upon the momentum that we have going on here in Battle Creek. And so take a moment right now to write down your wish for our community on that piece of paper. We really hope that you do that and keep up the activity once a week to just talk about some of the great things that we have going on. Next up is our presenter. We are very proud to announce that we have Joe here from Battle Creek Unlimited to talk a little bit about what's going on in Battle Creek. So one of the things about Joe is Joe has been here now about 5 years, I believe it is. And Joe is been a force to be reckoned with our Battle Creek Unlimited and really getting a lot of things accomplished. And we're going to hear just a small snippet of what's going on. We are in a very great position here in Battle Creek, and the momentum is growing. And so I'm going to allow Joe to share his screen at this point. You should be able to. Where are you at, Joe? Bear with us for a moment. Joe is on. He said, give him a second, his internet just cut out. So that gives you more time to write things down on your piece of paper so that we can go into the new year with some positive momentum. So unfortunately, just a little snip of his internet, and he'll be on here shortly. So as soon as he jumps on, we will get going. Does anybody have any questions right now on any of the things that I talked about with the holiday gift certificate program or from our Chamber of Commerce strategic plan, any of those things? Dave Powell, you look great sitting in front of those airplanes. Love seeing it.
Come on out anytime. The building will open pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm just happy there isn't a bulldozer right there by you.
Me too.
All right. You guys, it's so great to see all of your faces. It's been a while since I've got to see everybody's face, so I greatly appreciate it. And and I appreciate everybody who is not suitable for video this morning. I have a feeling, as there's a lot of empty or just profile pictures up there. All right, Joe. There's Greg Moore's face. All right. Sid, yes, we've already distributed back out $10,000 that have been redeemed already. And so we have a number of folks who are turning those in. So that's a process that will be going quickly. So Lynn, as I mentioned, it's a 2020 to 2023 is our strategic plan. All right, just one moment. Little technology glitch. We were at max capacity, so he wasn't able to get back in. So he should be popping in here shortly. There he is. Welcome back, Joe.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Good problems to have.
I'm going to turn my video off because I'll still share my screen, but I'm hot spotting it because the main internet's down.
All right, sounds good.
You just let me know. Are we to my section?
You're ready to go whenever you are.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Can you see the screen? It's great to see everybody. Happy New Year. I guess a big happy 2021. We're all excited for that. So today we're going to go over a little bit of economic development in Battle Creek. Some of the stuff is you'll see in the slideshow is somewhat the same, but it's kind of an update on where we're at. And then toward the end, we'll just give kind of just a really high level overview of where we think this next year's going and some of the things to pay attention to. So we're going to start out in the Fort Custer Industrial Park. Approximately 50 acres to Industrial Partners, who is putting up a 270,000 square foot speculative industrial facility. This building is one of 3 planned. And if you drive by, if you happen to see it at exit 92, it's about 2/3 of the way up. Once that building is fully leased, or at least halfway leased, they intend to start building phase 2 and then possibly 3 at the same time, both about the same size. So what does that mean for our community? That's somebody plopped down $11 million in the middle of a pandemic to put up something that is fully speculative. That shows that we got a lot going on here in Battle Creek, and I would also say that it's very impressive. That's probably one of the only buildings of its size and modernness going up between the state line on I-94 in Indiana, probably to about Ann Arbor, a little bit further. So we're really excited on that one. It's bringing a lot of attention. It's had a lot of tenants look at it thus far. So 2021 could be very good for that industrial site. The airport investment out at the airport, College of Aviation. I know I saw Captain Powell on the call earlier. Just kind of an update on this project. This project is well underway, and I think they have an anticipated opening in late spring. So if you haven't checked that one out, another great asset to the community and really to the airport as the airport begins to evolve and develop. WACO Aircraft Corporation, again, another update. This says $18 million, but it's really about a $20 million project. It is also open. And why we really wanted to highlight this one was, if you haven't seen it, they have WACO Kitchen. This is an airport restaurant overlooking kind of the apron and some airport activity. Very, very neat and cool asset to have here in Battle Creek. Once restaurants fully open up, this will be some things that this will be a place that you'll wanna join, and it'll be a destination for Battle Creek. And we're gonna move over to the downtown area. Some of the things we've been working on. I know we revealed in November that after some lengthy litigation, we assumed ownership of the McCain Plaza Hotel. This is roughly 163,000 square foot facility. We did have some pre-planning before that November because we saw this coming down the pipe. But we are full on in planning stage and putting our capital stack together. We don't have exact numbers yet, but we do know that it's going to take a significant investment to get it to the state that we believe this community deserves. Everything in the besides the rooms, everything is pretty much original. All the mechanical systems, all the windows, and the elevators. Those are all the items that are going to need to be updated beyond just the things that you might see. So we're tabbing this at, this is probably going to be a $20+ million project, but we want to bring it back to an iconic piece for downtown. 163,000 square feet. 239 rooms. We were toying with the idea of doing a double branded hotel, both a DoubleTree and a Homewood Suites. There are some, it could go that way, but there's some cost prohibitiveness to that as we got a little bit further along. It reduced the room count and actually increased the construction cost. So it appears that we are still zeroing in on a DoubleTree by Hilton. Now, Battle Creek Unlimited does own this, but we do not have any experience running a hotel. So the plan would be to bring in a hotel operator to operate this facility on our behalf and take care of everything, the complete operation. So look forward to that one. Again, we hope to get this open as soon as possible. It'll be a pretty significant construction project once the capital stack is aligned. And plan to open it in 2022. Just kind of an update on the Milton. You know, the atrium, the ceiling is done in the entrance, and the facility is at about 90% occupied amongst residential leased apartments. Now, that was something that was never performed when this project was originally setting sail. They never performed any numbers beyond 80% occupied. So in the middle of a pandemic, we hit 90% leased apartments. That's great. That shows there is a demand. People are willing to pay higher rents to live in unique spaces downtown. There's also 5 commercial spaces within the facility. 2 of those are currently leased, one with the Kellogg Company and the other with a financial institution. So there are 3 available spaces that we're continuing to market as a community for that facility. Just kind of, again, this is one we've talked about for a while. Finally got under construction before the pandemic hit. Then construction was shut down across the state. Took a little bit longer to get going. Just kind of want to give people an idea that this is still planned to be working towards opening in 2021. All of, as of yesterday, I think most of the new windows were in the facility. The image there to your left is what the facility is planned to look like on the outside. Just kind of want to tamper people's expectations. So the idea right now is shell the building up on the outside as was designed. There's an elevator shaft that is intended to go on the back as well. That will be the next phase. Once they get that all enclosed, they'll rework during the winter season to possibly redesign the inside, and the redesign would be to better accommodate for situations like COVID with spatial concerns. So, if in March or April the outlook on COVID looks a lot better, they may just continue to hit go on the current plans as they're designed, but they're coming up with some contingency plans on the inside of the facility as well. Umami Ramen. So New Holland was a recipient of the Pilot Real Estate Improvement Fund program. Just wanted to point that out. Umami Ramen, they're close to opening. I know they're working through some last hurdles, but they intend to be opening here yet this year. I would guess to venture probably within the next 6 to 8 weeks, maybe sooner. But the picture to the right is the inside of that facility. So we're real excited there. That is, again, another real estate improvement fund recipient. Project would not have happened had we not had a tool in our toolbox to close the gap between cost of construction and appraisal. 99 and 119 and 121, these are BCU owned properties, and BCU took it upon itself this last year. You'll see down at 99 right now, we are putting new roofs and new facades on these facilities. And we intend to get these into some developers' hands afterwards. Again, people that are familiar with Battle Creek, why are we doing this? And I'll talk a little bit about it later. There is a lot of empty store frontages in Battle Creek, but a lot of these buildings are so large or are so far gone that it makes it nearly impossible for a developer or an entrepreneur to see the possibilities. So we're putting money into these facilities up front to get these buildings to a state that can pencil out for a developer and really just make our community look better. They've been neglected for far too long. Downtown investment, you've heard about this last year at our economic outlook. We got the Hamblin Opera and the Sophia Square. This is affordable workforce housing. And what I want to tell folks is this one can continue to evolve. There's a MISHTA process involved that has to be applied to. There could be some possibility that we do one, which is Sophia Square over Hamblin Opera, do one first and then come back and do the other. So this, although we are working on this, I want to, again, tamper expectations that this is a long drawn out process, especially when you involve MISHTA and tax credits. But definitely really interested in getting the Sophia Square. This is, I think, now projected to be a 50-unit, 6-story building. So we still have a bit of work to do before we can say this is definite and this is working forward, but we're working with some great developers in Hollander Development that have been working with us for the past several years. Just kind of wanted to mention some other downtown investments going on. We got the Tiger Room, which is going to be called the Southwest Kitchen Accelerator. This is a $4.2 million project. This is a facility that is owned by St. Phil, and we applied for a $2.1 million EDA grant that was awarded last summer. This project is still currently in the architectural engineering phase. The next phase after that will be a bid out phase, and hope you see some construction on this yet this summer. The idea, just real simple. I know I have some staff on the call, so hopefully I don't get this wrong, but if you're somebody that makes a bar that you took to the farmer's market, something edible, and it's really popular, and you start getting to where your sales start to increase and where you can start to enter the market and enter into possibly getting into stores, this is the next step up. This is taking your product and your out of your home kitchen and giving you a space to actually create at a larger scale outside of your home. So it's an accelerator kitchen. Some of the other items on here, Torty Taco, working with them to find them a home downtown. They were honed in on a facility. That developer has moved on, so kind of working on the puzzle pieces there. I mentioned that earlier about why we're putting roofs and facades on facilities. Yeah, there are empty storefronts, but it is very, until you get down to the nitty gritty and you're really starting to try to put somebody in a facility in a downtown setting, your options become very limited if you don't have good storefronts or buildings. Got several real estate improvement fund projects continuing to move forward in the planning stages. We still get a lot of activity on folks inquiring about that program. So even during, I would say during the beginning of the pandemic, all of that slowed down. But come June or July, that stuff really started to accelerate again. So that's good. People still have confidence in what we're doing in Battle Creek and our market, and they see opportunity. The former Treehouse facility, that is owned by a developer who has plans to possibly put some mixed use in there in a phased approach. So they're working on penciling out their dollars and their investment, but that's one to watch in 2021. I don't know if you'll see any activity in 2021, but you could possibly see some plans revealed in 2021. Kmart, this is a facility that we acquired early last year. It is in the midst of being demolished. This will be turned into green space. So both the service center, the main facility, the parking lot, and the lights will all be taken up, and it will be put to a grass state and held for future redevelopment in that general area. Some of the other initiatives that you may have heard about, or another initiative that you may have heard about, I think it kind of got buried with the election cycle, so we're going to make another push here in the coming weeks. But TRAIN, it's a talent retention, attraction, and inclusion incentive. So as many economic development organizations probably saw, people's patterns changed and or desires changed on where they might want to live and work due to the pandemic. There was a lot of people that moved during that period. So we came up with a program that really is not only just trying to attract talent to the area, but also helping our local companies attract and retain current employees in Battle Creek. So this is a $500,000 pilot program, and the gist of it is there are certain dollar rungs. So from $40,000 to $55,000, if you have an opening at your company and you're attracting somebody from outside of 20 miles into Battle Creek for that job, this program will match $4,000 to the company's $4,000, which will provide $8,000 that can be used for either down payment assistance on homes, moving assistance, or rental assistance over a 24-month period. The highest dollar amount, then the next rung up goes from I think $55,001 up to $79,000. That one could qualify an individual for $10,000. And then there's an $80,000 and above, which could qualify somebody for $12,000 assistance. Now the program sets aside 40% for underrepresented demographics, including women, persons of color, and the LGBTQ plus community. And it also has some metrics in there. If you are that's part of the 40%. If you're an existing employer that does not have home ownership and your employer is willing to work with you, you can take advantage of this. So we'll be launching a microsite on this the week of January 19th, and we'll be making a greater push on this. We do have some companies already inquiring and looking to take advantage of the program. Again, just some other initiatives this past year, even though we're looking forward to 2021. The first several months we were we were pushing emergency loans and micro grants out for small businesses and nonprofits in the area. We got over, this is outside of any state dollars, just locally between BCU, the Kellogg Foundations, Consumers Energy Foundation. I put Chemical Bank, TCF Bank, and Huntington Bank as it continues to change. they all contributed to this program along with BCU. And we got over $1.5 million out the door to support 161 small businesses and nonprofits. You know, it says retain 872 jobs there, but amongst those 161 businesses, they represented 872 jobs. So we're really proud on that. That wasn't an easy feat, trying to get dollars out the door. The team worked real hard on that, and you know, we're not out of the woods yet. So we're going to have to monitor these small businesses as we move forward. You know, we also worked. The state had several programs out. We worked with the Michigan Small Business Restart, the Workplace Safety Grant, the Agriculture Safety Grant, Small Business Administration disaster loans. Just bringing awareness and answering questions as they came about. Just kind of want to talk about, you know, the year looking ahead. Some bullet points. COVID will continue to disrupt 2021. There will be winners, there will be losers. So hopefully this vaccine, and hopefully we're all vaccinated, or the folks that want to get vaccinated, we're well underway and have that by June, July, August, so that come late summer, fall, we return to some normalcy, but that is yet to be known. COVID will continue to disrupt office, commercial, and retail. And I mentioned that because Amazon and work from home. Now, it will continue to disrupt office and commercial and retail. Battle Creek already saw retail being affected. We were probably one of the first with the Amazon effect. It's going to trickle its way through the larger markets. Office, I think we're a little bit better positioned in smaller markets for office. You know, the larger markets are going to be the real struggle with the office and the commercial space. So we've got to pay attention to that. Industrial space. So taking the top bullet point there with office and commercial, industrial space is where investors are fleeing to. If we are going to become a society of home delivery, that's going to take warehouse space, and industrial space is where investors are fleeing. And I just mentioned that Battle Creek and the Fort Custer Industrial Park are well positioned to take advantage of that, because we are probably in the minority when it comes to economic development organizations and communities that control our land. We have hundreds of acres for additional development, and that's a rarity in the economic development world. So pay attention to that. Workforce will remain a challenge. You know, as stimulus checks go out, as work from home orders continue, or preferences are there, and I think that's going to lead to the push for real automation. We've talked about automation for years. If workforce remains a challenge, companies will have no choice but to fully invest in automation, or move to a greater automation and reduce headcount. That is a real issue that our companies are facing. Again, the pipeline for the Fort Custer Industrial Park is full, and predicting that you will see the downtown will take a tangible turn. You'll visibly see a difference, and you'll be able to touch and feel and see some of the things we've been talking about for the past few years. With that, be happy to answer questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joe. That was very informative. Greatly appreciate it. We're going to open it up to any questions that we may have.
You want me to stop sharing my screen?
Maybe that'll be good. And then that way you can use your video.
All right.
Are there any questions? All right, we got one in the chat. How can the community help overall support these projects?
In multiple ways. Just the, you know, kind of educating the greater community that, you know, when we announce something, that doesn't mean it's going to open tomorrow. It's going to take, there's several, a project can take anywhere from 6, 12, 18, 24, 36 months. But how can you support it when these companies open, or when these projects open? Please participate, spend your dollars there, and really just encourage others that, hey, things are changing, and you really need to go check them out. I think that's what you can do, number one.
There's a question here where it says, will New Holland have outdoor seating when it opens?
Yes. I think anybody that's in the middle of construction that wouldn't put outdoor seating would not be very wise at this point. But anyways, the back parking lot where you see all of the construction equipment, that is intended to be a full outdoor seating beer garden.
That's great. Randy, did you have a question?
Yes, I wondered, Joe, is there a cap on the downtown programs for the whole package or per building when you look at doing like facade improvements or things like that to help with the project?
So I think you're referring to the real estate improvement fund, and if you are, yeah, there is a cap. It's $250,000, but it cannot be more than 40% of the project. So in order for you to be able to take advantage of the full 250, the 250 cannot represent more than 40%. So you have to bring, it's designed that the building owner or the developer brings some significant dollars to the table too. And the dollars aren't just, the dollars are meant to be for things that stick with the building. So, you know, new windows, circular systems, all that, so that if somebody were to move on, that those dollars still stayed within the community and the building.
All right, Joe, we have a question coming from News Channel 3. Joe, you said that there will be winners and there will be losers. How many more local businesses do you predict will be forced to close?
That's a good question, and I'm going to defer. Well, I'm not going to defer, but if our government continues to shut down bars and restaurants beyond the 15th, with a lengthy period, I would suspect that there will be more closures. I would say at this point, Battle Creek is doing our best to make sure that that doesn't happen for our local businesses, but it comes to a point, not only financially, but also just emotionally, where there's going to be a give up. I mean, I know we are in a dire situation, and I empathize with the government and our governor, but there are other states that are open and the numbers are not that much different.
I agree. Our next question comes from Amanda Lankert. Great presentation, Joe. Lots of growth continues to take place. Are there any other residential development projects in the works besides Sophia Square, et cetera, that we can get excited about?
Yeah, I would really like to see some single family residential take off in Battle Creek. I know there are some homes underway right now, but I think it would be nice to see just a larger development just kind of spring off. I know there are some people looking right now. There's nothing definitive as yes, we're going to do this. There are some additional besides Sophia Square downtown. Folks are looking at multiple building or a building to do multiple, again, market rate beyond just low mod workforce housing. So there are people exploring, but there's nothing set in stone.
Another question comes with the anticipated changes to corporate travel, likely much less in Battle Creek. Is there a danger of possibly having too many hotel rooms?
Well, no, I think, you know, when we talk about 2022, let's just call it mid-year 2022, hopefully, and I would say, I think a lot of experts would agree that we would be past this pandemic. I actually think business travel is going to accelerate. There's going to be demand for business travel. You know, you've got properties out on Beckley. If any of you are business travels, not to take away from any of those properties, but staying in a downtown core setting where you can walk to places to eat or grab a drink are going to be real desirable. And looking into this, this hotel, it's not just business travel that's really going to make this go. It's a large hotel. It has a lot of meeting and breakout space, so it's a very unique property that can host events. And really, I think weddings are going to be huge. 2022, 2023, and 2024 as people decide to catch up. And this hotel is well positioned, and we actually have a lot of unique wedding venues in the Battle Creek area that people are going to need to stay at a hotel.
Great. Next question is about the train program. Is this for only homes in the city, and how long will the program be available?
Yeah, so it's with the zip codes. Right now, it's with the zip codes that are the Battle Creek proper zip codes, so the city of Battle Creek. We have set aside a certain dollar amount. When that dollar amount runs out, the program would then end, or we may look to re-up it or make some adjustments.
Okay. All right. Our next question is from News Channel 3 again. Many of these great projects will take months, as you mentioned. As people are moving across the country, can Battle Creek grow and retain its population? And then what would you tell people who think these projects are too far out to wait on?
Well, okay, there's two parts there. So yes, I think Battle Creek can retain talent. I think smaller markets are going to be more desirable. It's more affordable. But it also has some, I'll call it big city amenities. So we have to continue to bring those amenities that the folks that have lived in the larger cities for the last decade, as they begin to have families and want to move closer back home, where there's demand in our community. We cannot rest on our laurels there. We have to continue to push to get those amenities. We have a lot of amenities, but we need to continue to develop those amenities, and it'll just be a natural marriage. People will want to live here. They do want to live here now.
All right, our next question is there any more movement towards developing the Lakeview Square Mall?
You know, that's one that I would probably have to defer to John Hart and the small business development team in the city. I know they've worked on that with some developers. I know there is a storage unit going in there, but malls are not just in Battle Creek, but malls across the country. The big question mark, what do you do with them? When somebody figures out the great idea what to do with them, they're going to make a lot of money. Yeah, that is going to be a long redevelopment process.
All right. Is Upholdings working on a permanent supportive housing project in the west end of Battle Creek?
I am not familiar with that.
All right. Our next question is there is also pent up demand for youth sports. We have a lot of room blocks already for this year, just waiting for things to open. That was from Linda Freibler with our Convention and Visitors Bureau. Probably to answer are there too many hotel rooms?
Right.
I'm going through, we got quite a few questions.
And on the hotel as well. There are numbers out there from the hospitality industry that if these shutdowns continue, there could be a significant percentage of hotels that are foreclosed on. And so I'm sure there'll be people to swoop in and take them up, but there will be demand for hotel rooms.
Yeah. All right. So this is from Steve Frisbee. Joe, we appreciate your willingness to work with Calhoun County in solving problems. The grant awards will remove contamination and spur more business growth. So that was from Steve Frisbee. All right. I'm going through, I'm trying to. Okay. This is from, it looks like it's from Eric with the city. It says there is an 80+ apartment unit development under design along Glen Cross Road, just west of M66. I don't know anything else. That's just what Eric said. So if you want to follow up with Eric at the city, you can do so. Okay. Next one is how can we help lower income, less educated citizens become part of these great opportunities in business and economic development? upgrade trades, education, etc.
Yeah, that's a good question. And I think you're going to see a shift. So everything that we just talked about, economic development organizations will continue to do. But I believe the next 10 years, 2 decades, whatever you want to, economic development is going to make a hard swing and a hard shift to the urban core and working with our urban core neighborhoods and working exactly on what was just brought up on improving the lives of everybody in our communities. So I would say stay tuned on that, and that's going to be the real focus, or it should be the real focus of economic development for the next several years.
And I'm also going to follow up with that. Eric Green from Kellogg Community College responded to that question and said, great question. Here's part of your answer. Check out kellogg.edu, as they have some wonderful programs that are available right now and trainings going on to help people move forward through the pandemic. All right. Our final question will be, I understand that the Econo Lodge in downtown was boarded up and closed. It is in the prime location. Is there any development planned for that property from the city or current owner? If that property is revitalized to something beneficial, it would help increase traffic flow to the downtown.
To my knowledge, there's nothing planned at that site yet, but that site could come into play with, there's the talk of the naturalization of the river. That was kind of one of the reasons why we picked up the Kmart site as well, just to pick up the site while it was available.
Great. I just want to say thank you all for being here. This was a sold out event today. We had multiple people not be able to get on. So we recorded it for those folks so that they can actually watch it at a later time. Greatly appreciate it. Great questions. Joe, as always, awesome job. We really appreciate all the things that you do for our community, your team, all of this. This is great momentum. We greatly appreciate things going on. In regards to trainings and looking at new career opportunities, I highly encourage folks to start looking at Michigan Works Southwest. If you haven't done so already, kellogg.edu has some amazing programs. Some legislation has gone on now to help folks kind of navigate through some of those barriers that we may have currently had. We just really want to say thank you to everybody for being here today. And again, go ahead, Joe, finish it up.
I forgot, I got to put a plug in, if you like what you see, you like what you hear, if you like what's coming out of BCU, it's not me. I have a great team and I got a great board that lets the team do some crazy things. So if you like that, and they're a board member, let them know that. It helps us.
You have some board members on here today, so thank you. And again, we just really appreciate everybody being here today. Thank you so much. We will have another Chamber Eye Opener the second Tuesday of every month. This will be virtual, as we know we can't gather yet. And so we look forward to things going on. Again, the Holiday Chamber gift certificates, if you are looking at where can you spend those Holiday Chamber gift certificates, those are pinned to our Facebook page at the top. You can check that out, and we are constantly revamping that. So meaning we're adding more businesses onto that. So if you're looking for some places locally that are able to accept those, check that out. As well as check out coming up this spring, another Spring into Action gift certificate program. So thank you guys. Have a wonderful day and be great.
Thank you.